Good evening and welcome back to Planner Craft and Go Create. There's a nice mouthful. Okay, so we'll wait for a few people to join us and then Ian's going to show a little video of the samples that we've submitted this time round for DT, and then I'm going to introduce you to some goodies. So don't be afraid to say hi and let us know that you're watching, especially as this is our first proper stream to our new page. Yay!
And they got notifications.
Result. Finally, notifications are working. So, hi Sarah Lou and hi Deb. I'll wait just in case there's anybody else going to hop on.
Linda's joined us on YouTube.
Hi Linda on YouTube. So we're looking at the possibility of just going to YouTube and Twitch from Tuesday onwards, aren't we, Ian?
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for updates on that one.
Your mum's in?
Hi Mum.
What's not having food?
So, as I was saying, for those that are a bit late joining, Ian's going to show a little video with some samples. And then I'm going to make a little project.
For the video?
Yep, go for it.
I've got 5. Video. It's coming up. Should we go for the video?
Yeah, go for the video. Yep. Okay, so as you'll have seen from the samples, there's quite a range of stencils for this one. So you have 4 that I would call detailed backgrounds, so they're like this. So you've got a fairly solid stencil with lots of detailing. Hi Maggie! Okay, and then you have 4 bolder ones that come like this. So you have the stencil to go around the outside, the mask, and you have the stencil for the inside. There we go, like so. Thank you. So I thought we would have a little go with some images that I've already pre-coloured, and I've got a few little off-cut bits where I've been playing, so feel free to ask questions as I'm going through. And on one of the samples I did this lovely kind of silk-like background with the stencil, and I wanted to show you a little bit about how I did that. So I started off with just a stenciled image, so I'm going to go for this one here just because the colours go.
Catherine and Law C4U is also watching on Twitch.
Hello. So hi Catherine and Lawsy for you. If you just want to just say your name so I can say hi properly. So I'm going to pull in some of these lovely stamps. So I have 2 sets of the image stamps here, and I'm going to go for this one here. So we've got a little bit where we can paint and colour in, but we've also got this lovely detail around the outside that we can pick out with gel pens or metallic pens. So let's have a play. Thanks Deb.
Cassandra.
Hi Cassandra. Okay, So I'm going to pop my, let's go on this side for a change, there we go, stamp on the block, and I'm going to go for, I used the grey ink pad last time, so let's go for that one. So I'm going to go for some VersaFine Smoky Grey. Now I'm going to line up my stamp so that it's going to try and align with the prongs of my stencil. So I could go like so in the middle of that bit of the design, or I could go up between the edge there. So I think I'm going to go like so between the two.
Those samples, the images are so clear.
And I'm going to go there. So don't worry about getting these perfect. Because we're going to go back into them. Okay. So I'm thinking it would be nice to actually put another little design towards that centre section. So let's take that one off. So this one's going to be quite subtle for you to see on the video, but hopefully by the time I've picked a little bit out, you'll be able to see it a bit better. So these images are really detailed, especially when you're getting down to this small scale one. Like so. And let's pull in, I'm going to go for a clean colour pen and a Spectrum Noir Sparkle Clear pen to do our blending with. So in the sample that you saw, I used the metallic paints from Chocolate Rock, but just for speed on this one, it's a bit more convenient to do it like this when we're on live stream. Okay. So by blending with the sparkle pen, we're going to give our images a lovely shimmer. So in the sample I used pearlescent paint to do that. You could use some glittery embossing powder if you want to instead. So do you want to do a little bit of a filling in on what's happening with the old page, Ian?
Not a lot. It's the honest answer. We're currently waiting for Facebook to reply to something. Anything would be nice. Obviously, because our main page is still missing all of our videos. We've done our best.
Not to mention all the other content.
Yeah, and any other content we've got. We are doing our best to get back any of the content and putting it up on YouTube best we can. Tracy's been working relentlessly. Bless her.
And Sally today.
Sally and Linda have all been trying to rescue any videos they can. So thank you guys for that. The help. Also thank you to Sarah for giving Natalie a ring yesterday to make sure she was okay.
Yeah.
Very much appreciated.
It was very, very much appreciated because, yeah, lots of hair pulling.
Training over the top of Madam having a fit in the background. It was. Bless.
Well, if you will take over the office.
Taking over the office. Only a small section of it. The same section I usually sit in. Why be taken over? So we have got the new page, Evening Darcy, which we're currently streaming to, which is our Plan, Craft and Go Create. At the moment it's going to stay on there. It may stay there forever at the moment. If you're an old friend of the old page and still watching us, please do like the new page, because obviously we've got to rebuild our following that we had on the other one.
Yep, so the old page had about, well, over 2,000 likes. And this one has 200.
200 at the moment, so we're back to building from the beginning.
Yep.
Hi Jane! Do have a nose at that. As we said earlier, we may be trying to stream just from
YouTube
and Twitch as of Tuesday next week. We will see how we go, see what happens with Facebook, if it comes back or what. So.
Yeah, so we're planning for Monday to literally go back to the beginning, and we're going to do the very basics with the scan and cut and canvas, certainly for Monday, and then we'll see how we go from there, because I'm not going to let it beat me, am I, dear?
No. And Dad's asking where you get the pattern from. So these designs are the Pretty Gets Gritty one day special tomorrow on Hachanda, so do have a watch, and they will all be available from Pretty Gets Gritty and Hachanda as of then. So if you do want to get the stencils and the stamps that Natalie's using, they are going to be tomorrow's one day special on Hachanda, so it's 6 o'clock tomorrow night they're launching, and it's the Pretty Gets Gritty. Hi Sally! That's the stamps and the stencils, and I think she's got some other bits as well, hasn't she?
Yes, yes, yes.
It was all very lastminute.com.
Yeah, so we noticed that things started going a bit haywire on Monday, didn't we? And at the time I was trying to desperately do samples ready to go, and we couldn't really stop long enough to actually go, right, okay, well we need to get that, but you don't think that they're going to just delete everything on you, do you? Hey ho.
Did you set up a new album yet?
I haven't checked to see whether it's actually gone.
Right, okay. We may have to get you all to resend your competition entries. We're not sure whether or not it's still on the group. So if it's gone, we'll set up a new folder on this page and just get you all to put your entries in for us, please. But we'll check it tomorrow and see if it's still there or not. So if it's not there, then we'll pop a post out saying please put your entries in here.
Yeah, basically because Facebook has deleted everything, not just videos. The videos is the worst bit in terms of the time it takes to make them, isn't it? But it's literally deleted everything. Every post, every photo. I was having a conversation earlier with somebody who said, you must be absolutely devastated. And it's like, Yeah, but I can't give in to it, can I?
No.
I'm not going to let it.
I'm going to let it beat us.
No. So I'm just going to do a little bit of the darker colour just to the very tip of my flower.
Okay, just check the competition entries, they're still there for now. Okay, that's cool. Thank you, Carrick. So the competition entries are still there at the moment.
That's cool. That's one thing less for me to worry about then.
Yeah.
So we have been busy working away behind the scenes trying to rescue what we could get hold of, and we've also in the process backed up a load of stuff that had gone to my wall as well. So I'm thinking I could do with just doing a little bit of colour in here. So let's pull in a little bit of this green. I don't want too much because obviously in my images I've only got a little tiny bit of the kind of tealy green, and a lot of it's more yellowy green.
Lynn says if you're about to say the same thing, great minds think alike. To Carrick for the
Yeah.
competition.
It's cool that it hasn't lost that, because otherwise I would have been a bit more disappointed with Facebook than I already was. But no, we are trying our utmost to get everything back. If you go on YouTube, obviously all the recent streams were dual broadcast anyway.
Look for the lives, they're all
there, all the recent ones, thankfully. And Tracy and Sally have been trying to rescue the older ones, but there's a batch in the middle that we just can't rescue.
June, wasn't it? Did we say yesterday?
Yeah.
Selection between June and November. Which is missing. It seems that all media are still there. On the group it probably is.
Oh, it will look like there is, but if you look at it closely, you'll see there's nothing that says Plannercraft. If it came from my page, it's still there and it's fine. We have backed it up just in case, just because now, because, you know, makes you paranoid. Okay, nearly there.
Put it all back tonight, not me.
Yeah, yeah.
And somebody's gone, oh dear, I didn't mean to do that, and put it all back.
Yeah. Listening to my conversation. Yes, I did have a lovely conversation earlier with another person in the industry. Yeah. It's nice to know that we are being noticed, even if Facebook is, well, yeah, Facebook. So I'm just going to go in and drop a bit more pink in here so we can start to see these bits. So I'm using the Kuretake Clean colours, but if you have the Artisas, you can do exactly the same thing with those. I have those separated out at the moment, just because I still haven't finished the lady that we were doing before. So she is on my to-do list. But we've been busy concentrating on the book, haven't we?
Sarah New says, I have the video I did before you got registered. My live will have gone, but I might have shared it, so we'll check. Yes, thank you, Sarah.
Yeah. Basically, if it went out with Planner Craft at the top, it's gone at the moment until Facebook sort themselves out.
I'll have to re-put Deb's up, won't we? Did I put Deb's up in the end? That we did as a premiere.
I don't know. But the book is getting there. I've been busy doing index today, so it's nice and easy for you to all navigate it. There's a little bit of detail just in there, so I'm just going to add a little touch just to make those little...
We've got amends coming through, haven't we, from our proofreaders?
Yes, yep, we have 4, can't count. 4 lovely proofreaders. Okay, so then what I did was to pull out some details, so rather than sitting here colouring away, I got a Molotow liquid chrome pen. Now this is really, really shiny, and it's one of these pens where you get the best results if you do it twice. So do one layer, let it dry, then go over the top, and it's going to actually set on the top of the paper so that you get a really nice sheen to it. I'm just going to follow the detail of the stamp. So it's got these lovely curly lines. Good one for practicing your detailing for your lettering. What's that? Yeah. Yeah, just Fab that it thinks that we're in Australia. Well, it doesn't even think that we're in mainland Australia. It thinks that we're in a remote little island off the south coast of Africa. Enjoying a lovely seaside view.
Have they sorted out the issue now with the Australian news agencies, have they?
Well, it remains to be seen then, because as of... when did we last test it? What? 10 minutes before we went on? Yeah. It still wasn't back yet.
Can you, when you finish doing that little run of ink,
yeah,
can you just show the pen again, please? Because Carrick missed the pen.
Okay. So it is a Molotow liquid chrome. It comes in a pack of 3. So if I get, so you have the big one. Where's the other one gone? Oh, it's here. Ah, I can see it. It's gone right down to the bottom. There we go. Then you have the middle one, and then you have the little baby fine tip one. Sadly, they're a little bit too wide to go in the Scan and Cut, which is why we got them originally to test, wasn't it?
It was. Because we thought they did some cool effects and they'd look great in Scan and Cut.
But they're just a little bit too fat. But they're really good for picking up lots of little fine dotty detail, which makes them fab for these stamps, because we've got all these little dots around here. So if I do all these, and then if I pick that up, can you just switch back to Streamlabs for me? There we go. So it really is shiny, shiny. So if you know like a normal metallic silver pen, these go like glossy. So once you've done it once, if you then go back over the top,
I don't know where it is, Sarah.
or go on a coated acetate or glossy cardstock, something that's non-porous, you'll see that these really pop.
Did it give you a specific location?
What, the little island that it put me on?
Yeah.
It's one that's really similar shape to Australia, but it's absolutely tiny in the middle of the ocean.
Okay, it says watch out for magpies.
Oh yeah. I'm a terrible magpie, aren't I? Anything that sparkles. So, if you have a look at the samples again at the end, because I'll get Ian to play it again. I did a MDF bauble, and these really pop on that because it's not that absorbent. Really pops. But I was also working on another piece for a different DT. And I was using them as little dots of solder on a circuit board because they do really pop that much when you do them a second time round. Okay, so that'll do.
Right, Coach, we can both swim to get some of the bottle of milk and the paper.
I'd need the milk. I drink tea like it's going out of fashion.
You have to get tea bags first.
Oh yeah, my desert island stash tea bags yet. Okay, so I'm gonna just cut into this one.
Looking at him just going that she feels another spanker because my bank manager's not going to like me.
Sorry. Not sorry. Okay, there we go. So I'm probably not going to keep it in that kind of format, but it's easy to just cut it out the card like that. I'm just going to stick those down there. I'll do something else with that in a bit. Okay, so I've got my little lioness, and we've already pulled out a craft card, so let's fold that up. And I'll show you one of the other techniques that I was doing. So in the background on, I think I did it on a couple of the cards, I did this kind of henna effect with distress ink in walnut stain, and then blended it back in. So let me get a fresh block, and I'm going to go a bit bigger, makes it a bit easier for you to all see. Can you just pass me the walnut stain in?
No, because I never know which one that is.
It's the one above the green one, where you got the green and the brown together. Okay. So usually with distress ink, it's not generally one that I use as a stamp pad. But when it comes to doing interesting effects on card, you can get some nice blending effects when you use the distress ink. So I'm going to start by going into the corner, and then I'm going to grab a little blending sponge, and I'm going to blend it over the top. So this is just going to soften the edge and make it look like it's actually burnt into that card rather than being a stamped image. What? Burnt card? Hope not. So there's still time to vote on the laser cutter poll.
That's not a daft question. If you defined the outside line on that stencil, could you cut it out on the scanning cuts to use like a drop shadow?
Shall I show me the other one, shall I? Yes, you can. So, everybody who says, you know, that you can't cut shapes that are less than 3mm, what a load of. Because if I can get that to show, I'll do that. That is how detailed your scan and cut can get. And I have tiny hands. So, going back to the laser cutter poll, a lot of people said about doing detailed cuts for card. And it's like, you've all got scanning cuts. It can do it. It just needs the right settings.
And the patience.
And the right blade. So, the vinyl blade makes things like that a lot easier, doesn't it? Am I going off the edge a bit there? But yes, you could die cut into your stencil backgrounds too. You could use the stitched panels that we put up from design bundles and work that way with them if you wanted to. Especially if you've gone for something like the fabric sort of effect.
Yeah, you can go acetate, stiff acetate for packaging with the CM. Yeah.
Yep, the CM has a clearance of just under 2mm.
Yeah.
It is just under because we actually ordered something that was 2mm and it didn't quite go through, did it?
I reckon that must have been just over because it's 2mm including your mat, isn't it? So
yeah. Okay. One last one.
Yeah, we've made lots of stencils as well. So all the clear plastic ones are out of acetate, aren't they?
Yeah.
That we did, and we did all of those on the DX, didn't we?
Yes.
But the CM would have done it just as easily.
With the vinyl blade. So for all those people that say, oh no, the vinyl blade's only for vinyl. No, it did it with acetate and it's still going strong. Hasn't damaged it. And we've used it several times since, haven't we? To say the least. Okay, so I'm probably going to chop into this and kind of go around this edge, I'm thinking, so that I can have like two sections. And then I'm going to put my lioness in the middle, I think. So, let's grab my mask. Just because there's a little tiny bit where it goes a bit faded. And I'm just going to draw that back in so I can see where I'm going. I think it's just that one little bit. Yeah, there we go. Just wondering which is the best and quickest way to cut this one. So, I would do if it was a bit clearer, but my desk looks like a bomb's hit it. Because I've been filming today, so a bit of filming and a bit of book indexing. You can only do it for so long though with the indexing before you go a bit loopy. So while I'm cutting this out, Ian, do you want to very quickly play the video again? For those that are...
You can do it at the end.
Okay. Didn't know if anybody's getting bored watching me fussy cut, that's all.
It's only 40 seconds, you'll still be close to putting by the time you finish.
Ooh!
It's a big area. I'm not saying you're slow, I'm just saying it's a big thing to cut out.
Yeah. Okay. So we haven't really had much chance to go live this week, have we? Between Paige going mad and headaches and...
That's alright, Joyce. You're not late, just glad you could join us. Everybody's been calling Joyce apparently.
Okay. So, I'm going to actually chop into this now. Oh, it's going to fall over. Can you catch that, Ian? Nope.
Which one do you want?
I was going to do it with the little one if I can, but it was being awkward. Okay. So bring my card back in. I think I'm going to take it, so we're going to go down this line here. So I'm going to use my guide to line it up. Doesn't matter how much you plan, you always change things on the fly, don't you?
I'm sure that's the joy of doing it live, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
More of the testament.
Tell you what, let's move that out of the way.
You as a mucky crafter.
I was a very mucky crafter today. Mind you, when I was spraying pink bits around there, I got really mucky, didn't I? Everything was pink, even with having the roasting tin underneath. And I was very, very pink. My nails still haven't recovered. Okay. Cut this out roughly to start with. So one of the things I like about this stamp set is where you've got the separate flowers, you can use it for lots of layering techniques. And you don't necessarily have to use them even with the animal if you don't want to. If you want to just do a nice floral arrangement. Now I'm going to do this fairly roughly. Oh yes, butterflies on everything. Oh yeah. So originally the MDF piece wasn't going to be a DT sample, it was going to be a personal thing, wasn't it? Because when I created it I wasn't feeling the best. It was just something to take my mind off it, wasn't it? So, and then it all went a bit mad.
Very last minute job. Samples made.
Yeah. Well, the bauble literally has pretty much every pretty gets gritty product there is to put on it. Yeah. It's got texture paste, it's got the coloured texture paste, so if you've got the dazed, it's in the background of that one. It's got the pigment powders, it's got the explosion powders, it's got the acrylic paints, it's got the sprays. Had a little bit of kitsch flamingo in there as well, didn't it?
Not much so, to be honest.
Oh, I don't know. It's got yeah, it's got the ink sprays, it's got the oxide sprays, and then it had some jelly printing on the actual die cut sections, and that's all done with distress inks and the stamps. So I've actually stamped onto the jelly plate with them. And
guess what are explosion powders?
Oh, that might just be a video for tomorrow, that one. Explosion powders are a bit like they're a bit like brushos, but not quite like brushos. So, but they've got a lovely metallic finish to them, and they're just gorgeous. So, but the die cutting took ages, didn't it, for that piece? Absolutely ages. Even with having like the Gemini, it was just like
Cut.
yeah. Okay. So I'm going to go for that one there. Now if we put her straight down on the background, she's getting a bit lost. I think we need to just do a little bit of toning around. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just make a little couple of notches there. No one there. Can I have the... Now let's see if I can get the right one. Wilted Violet. Down. That one.
50,
I think. Nope, Seedless Preserves. I knew it was one or the other. 2 shades of purple. Okay, so I'm going to start on the inside because that's going to be covered up anyway. And I'm just going to softly go around the outside. Why? It's for the lion, it's not for the... So, again,
Why? Because you need to have the reverse pattern.
I may go a bit...
Turn the bits upside down. So you get the reverse pattern as stencil coming from the other side.
I suppose I can see where you're coming from. Many wouldn't. So, yeah. You keep telling yourself that, you might believe it one day. Oh dear. There we go. So we're nearly there. Maybe a little bit more just down here. So if you want to know about the blending brushes, don't be afraid to ask. And I did try and do a little bit of cheating because these are quite detailed stencils, and put a little bit of quickie glue pen on just to hold them in place, but you can see that when you do your inking it does show back up again, even though I've been around it with an eraser and I still managed to find one bit that I missed. Okay, that's a bit better, so you don't get quite so lost. Because it's thinner, I don't really want to do that, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue down the middle, and that's going to leave my edges free to be able to put some of the flowers underneath. Let's get it a little bit more right. There we go. So you can do a much neater job with this than I am. But yeah, I put a whole load of different things in that I was going to show, and I've kind of gone, right, okay, I'll ignore those.
Once again, for anybody who's wondering who's joined us a bit later than before, the stencils and stamps are going to be available on Agenda tomorrow. They are the one-day special with Pretty Gets Gritty. Be sure to catch them tomorrow at 6 o'clock.
Okay. So with the flowers, yeah, it's the yeah, it's the 120 GSM printer one. What I can do is I can actually layer these up, so I think I'm going to go there and let that one be kind of 3D'd. So I'm just going to pop a bit of glue. And I haven't used like my tonic shaper because it's only paper, so I don't want to make it try and curl too much that it kind of tears. There we go.
Apologies, I was just saying that the all the products that Natalie is using today, the stencils and stamps, are going to be available from Agenda tomorrow on their one-day special at 6 PM. So it's a new one-day special tomorrow at 6 PM tomorrow, and you should be able to get all the stamps and dies, stamps and stencils. Sorry, I don't think there's any dies, is there?
Nope. Don't think anyway. You never know. Might surprise me. But I had a lot of fun with the stencils and finding different ways that you can work with them. So if you have any questions about them, don't be afraid to ask. You can actually layer them up. They work really well together. And I think it'd be quite nice to pop that one. Let's go 3D it up that way. Alright. Okay. So I'm just going to roughly chop these out. Bit of foliage goes a long way.
Did Deb get her foils? You know.
I don't know.
What was Debbie wanted to do a sample pack, wasn't it?
I thought all the sample packs had arrived. Sure you told me that. It was Linda, wasn't it? Or did the
I'm sure they both arrived.
Yeah.
Carol and Linda said on the same day they'd arrived, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's you doubting yourself now.
Do you use that silicone glue? Does it differ from DIY silicone you can buy in tubes like mastic?
Not really. As in, it's not really different, and no, I don't tend to use it after using it at a demo, and
Exploded.
it exploded on me, literally. And in the particular store that I was demoing in, there was no hot water. So you can imagine, can't you? It's like you're trying to remove copious amounts of silicone glue off your hands in very cold water, very, very, very cold water. It was quite a cold day, wasn't it? Anyway.
Yeah.
So.
I think we'd had snow, hadn't we? It was one of the.
Yeah. It was certainly cold enough for snow.
The dusting of snow right before, I vaguely remember.
Yeah. So ever since, no, I've not used silicone glue because I'm just like, nah, especially not live on stream because that'd be just my luck, wouldn't it? It's bad enough doing it there. You know, you're demoing a product and it goes, thank you for that.
We have still got some, I think.
Yeah. Because it went over the project that I was working on, didn't it? And over me. That was the only real demo horror story though, wasn't it?
Yeah, apart from Santa.
Oh, Christmas music in October. You gotta love it, haven't you?
Yeah, but I wanted to kill that Santa by the time we left.
Yeah, the music itself wasn't that bad. the Santa was
Is there something like that you can use to bulk up your 3D?
Usually when I'm wanting to do something like that, that's when I get out the glue gun. Isn't it? As a rule.
Well, you could use some clear foam pads. Like the clear.
Yeah, the clear foam pads or the clear foam tape. Or you can get black or white foam pads and do it that way. So I'm going to go and pop that just under there. So we're mimicking this curve here and down here. Like so. And the thing that we haven't mentioned yet is the word stamps. So we've got some funky sentiments. And I really have enjoyed working with these. So you have: a positive mind finds opportunity in everything. Become a better version of yourself every day, which is the one that we did the clock for. So you'll see that there's a sample with clock hands and they actually turn round. Let us live in the beauty of our own reality, which is really good for fantasy cards, I think. Once you choose hope, anything is possible, but that's actually almost in 2 pieces. You can just have the anything is possible if you want to. Stop apologising for being you and be your own real, imperfect, flawed, quirky, magical self. So, I think... Which one should we go for today? For our lioness.
A positive mind finds opportunity in everything.
Okay. So, need a nice long stamp thing for this one.
Do you get all the stamps and stencils together?
I'm going to presume that there is a nice big pack with everything.
Given the one day special, but I would
Yeah.
have thought they're sets of, I think there's 4 sets of stamps, isn't there? 2 sets of stencils, would you say?
In total,
Because we had 4 sets of these, didn't
I think there's actually more than
we?
that.
Or is it 8?
Yeah, I think there might actually be 8. If Jane's still watching, Jane, do you know off the top of your head? Because I haven't got the chat still open at the moment. So I'm just going to stamp this onto a spare bit of paper. So let's have a look. We could go down the side, could go across the top. I think I might go across the top. Now, question is, should I go straight on there in black or purple?
Yeah.
Let's go black. Black as black can be. So I'm going to go for my squid ink. And let's just see if I can sort out this little bit of wobble. So when you're doing longer sentiments, this is a good opportunity to use the grid on your cutting mat to kind of help you out a little bit, just so try and get that a bit more straight. There we go. Back that way, back that way.
Done now already.
Soon goes, doesn't it?
It does.
So, nearly done. These bits are always easier in stamp platform, but somebody has a mucky desk. There we go. So, a positive mind finds opportunity in everything. Ta-da! So you could still go back in and pick out these other bits if you want to with your liquid chrome pen. If you want to add some more watercolour, you can. Job done. So, any questions before Ian plays the video again?
Mind you, if you're looking now as I'm working on a big project and can't see the desk, that's just beautiful.
Linda, I often have that feeling.
Yeah. What video are we playing? So there's a short 40-second video which just has shows some of the samples, which will also be on the telly. hopefully, that we've sent ready for a Chanda. So
Yep.
a short video showing all the samples that we've made.
And then if there's any questions about them, you can ask after before we go. So we'll see you after the video.
Kids back with you.
Okay. So we'll just make sure that there's no questions. It does take a little bit of time for the chat to come back. Thank you, Linda. It was, what, 2 days work? Admittedly, I was having to do a lot of resting between bits, wasn't I?
Yeah.
So I did the jelly printing, then rested, then did the die cutting the next day because I couldn't have done it that day. And plenty of time to allow that background to dry too. So if you look on our Instagram, I did put them up last night, and I've written a little bit about each one as well, so that you can see my kind of process behind it. But if there's anything in particular that you want to ask, you can ask on Insta and I'll respond. Or if you want to ask on the Facebook page or in the group, that's also fine too. So if you're watching us for the first time and don't know which group I'm talking about, it's Scan and Cut and Paper Craft Courses, Classes and Workshops by Planner Craft. And brief. There are 3 questions to answer when you join. Answer those and we'll let you in. Oh, and tick the little box. Don't forget to tick the little box. Okay, so if there's no questions, we'll call it a night, and we'll see you on Insta or on the page. Take care.